Action. Hello, everybody. What's up? This is Hiram.
This is BK.
Chris.
And this is Rob, basically
Rob.
suggesting that next time, get a theme song.
Oh, wait,
Yes.
You really need a theme song to
We
open
do,
this
we
up.
do.
I'm just
Yes.
saying, you know,
Yes.
we can work on that. I know people.
Yes,
There you go.
that's not a problem.
Welcome to Hang On to Your Shorts.
But we are our own melody, and this is the
Your
latest.
own melody, really?
This is the latest installment of the Hang On to Your Shorts podcast, where we celebrate, our beloved film festival, the Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival, and everything that is film and art here at the Jersey Shore.
Film, art, and of course, there's always beer involved in these podcasts. So I got to ask, what did you bring today?
This is Einge Brauweiss. I would have to say it with a German accent. Und es ist from Bavaria. I didn't go there myself, but I did pick up the bottle at the local liquor store. And one of my faves, this is a really great session beer and just a real...
No, I was about to say, it really is. This is really a
Hefeweizen.
very smooth beer.
Yes,
I really like it, yeah.
Yes,
Hefeweizen.
it is. It is a lovely,
to beers.
lovely brew. Thank you.
It's
Cheers.
a lovely, listen to you, a lovely beer?
It's a lovely brew.
It's a lovely
I said
brew.
It's a lovely
we're
brew.
being very fancy. It's a lovely brew.
Yes, it is.
You know what? We have not podcasted as much as we used to. We tend to choose our moments lately, and we are here today because we have a very, very exciting, way overdue celebration event and announcement that we are going to speak about today. Are you drum rolling?
Yeah, he's
Yeah, I was
doing
kinda
like a
like-
live theme.
Whoa, wait.
Okay, excellent. So for many years, we've been speaking about having an event that celebrates, some of the winners and the festival in the off season when we're not, festivaling. And this
Check that
year,
in the dictionary. I think it
Yes.
made Webster's this year. Festivaling.
and this year, especially so, because we had a virtual fest and we didn't have an actual online, we didn't have an actual in-person festival. Right. It just makes perfect sense, to have a best of the fest. So we are announcing that Saturday, November 13th, at 7 o'clock at Basie Cinemas in Red Bank, what used to be the Bowtie Cinemas.
Right.
We are going to have our first ever Hang On to Your Shorts Best of the Fest.
Nice.
Which is we are so excited about. Obviously,
Truly.
this is the first one. The first one. We hope to have more. But for the first, we chose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 13 films that
For
are
the
going to
13th?
be screened. Yes.
On
No,
the
so-
13, that makes sense.
Yeah, but think about it. If it's an average of, let's say, 10 minutes, it's an hour and a half of your life, and some of these films are going to be a little longer, some are going to be a little shorter, but it's a very entertaining evening for sure.
Yes, I think it's going to be total about 3 hours. And for the first time, well, at least as long as I've been here, we've actually allotted time to do
Q&A.
Q&A.
There explains why it's going to go 3 hours. I like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We have 2 at least 10-minute Q&A sessions. Actually, 3 10-minute Q&A sessions.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. O.
Oh, no problem.
Thank you. Yes, he's the master scheduler here.
Master scheduler.
Yes. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. We will be posting the actual lineup of the films, on our website and obviously on Facebook and all of that as soon as we straighten up that access.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, little
One thing at a
glitches.
time,
Yeah,
one thing
little
at a time.
glitches. But you know what? It's out there, man. Like it's really out there. Like we have this deal. It's going to be at a place. People are going to show up. We're going to have a good time, as we usually do.
And some of the guests that I'm
Yeah.
hoping come that have expressed interest and say they're coming. To say that I'm excited is such an understatement. Some people that are overdue, some people that we've talked to in the past in this podcast are flying in from the West Coast
William
to come.
Shatner.
Well, that's great.
Yes, William Shatner. Yes, he's coming all the way, from
Coming
the
from space,
ionosphere.
yeah.
Absolutely.
You mean the flying? No, I won't say it.
Hey.
John, yeah.
You know what? I'm trying to show a little decorum, even though it's a podcast.
But you could have done the Austin Powers thing. Like, what is that big Johnson? You could have done that, You could have done that.
Ah,
Missed it.
missed it.
Oh,
missed it by that much.
We had a swing. We finally had a swing. So, obviously, we still have the queue open. We are still accepting submissions for the 2022
Right.
edition of the
festival.
Hang On to Your Shorts Film Festival, which is going to be held. Is it April 23rd? I believe
It's the weekend.
The weekend of
Beginning
April
of
23rd.
Very good.
Yes.
Yes, I only know that because it's my son AJ's birthday. I'm going to be spending my son's birthday. What better place?
Hey.
What
Hey.
better place than
With
Hang
better
On to Your
people and all that. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Family and fun.
Well, not better people. You know what I mean? He'll be hanging with people. I'm
He'll
sorry.
be hanging out with amazing
Yeah,
people.
yeah. He'll be hanging with people. Yeah.
And-
Fun, film,
Yep.
food.
Right.
Fun
I'll
film
be
and
in the
food.
back with a bottle of beer. That's all. Then.
Yes, exactly. So, we in a few minutes we're going to have a very esteemed guest, somebody that has been part of our festival for a while, and one of her films actually was an award winner this year, and it's one of the films that is going to be featured in the third block of the best of the fest. So she will be coming very, very shortly. I don't want to say who she is, but we're going to do our regular roundup. I want to see what everybody's been doing. And I'm sorry. We're going to start with him. We're going to start with Chris O. Just
Congratulations,
because
you are
Chris
first.
is-
Oh,
on the-
great.
He's closest over there.
Yeah.
so.
Well, first of all, I have a film within the Best of the Fest
Yes, you
as
do.
well, and we forgot to mention the Best of the Fest is all people who, like films and actors who won awards from the 2021. I think that's what I really like about when you kind of came up with the idea, like, oh, how are we going to be able to get people out there? First of all, like do an in-person thing for the first time in a while, and do all that. But other than that, I've worked on another short film, and that's about a month ago at this point, or a few weeks ago.
Was that the still picture that you shared on
yeah,
social
yeah, that I
media?
shared on
There you go.
Facebook.
That was a
yeah.
very
The
intense
Way
image.
intense.
Yeah,
Way
well,
intense.
our friend Christian, his good friend Rye, was the behind the scenes photographer for that. She hopped on set for like a few hours and got some really good images. And we filmed that October 1st. Do need to do a second shoot date, and well, it'll come whenever we're free to do so. But other than that, I've just been working and trying to stay busy, getting ready for this. I know we've been working hard on this, but I haven't really been doing much, honestly. Living a very boring life these
Well,
days.
you did
I
see the
guess.
new Bond film.
I did see the new Bond film. That
There
was
you go.
awesome.
Right,
There you
right.
go.
Wow, you actually were able to block out a square of time to watch that film?
Yeah, for 3 hours.
Some people
and I
have to
went
make
to the
priorities.
theater.
It's priorities,
And I went to the theater actually because it's not on any streaming.
It's a theater movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
has
Like
to.
even if it was on streaming, I wouldn't.
yeah,
Yeah.
Christian makes a great point on that.
Yep. Like,
Absolutely.
I agree.
The Many Saints. I was gonna go see it in theaters, but we ended up watching it on HBO Max. I was happy I did that.
If I can go off on a tangent, because it says the music guy in this whole thing, the Bond theme, good or bad in your mind?
Oh, it's not. Nothing beats Adele. Like nothing beats Skyfall. It was okay.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah.
Out of all, when you go with Adele, I'm
Yeah.
not going to argue. She's in my top
Yeah.
3 without
Yeah.
question.
But no, Billie Eilish. She was. I think she had the voice for the movie. If that makes
Right.
sense.
No, it does make sense. Absolutely.
Like she had the voice for, I guess, what kind of movie and the mood this
Yeah.
was. But it couldn't compare. Like while I'm listening to it, I was like, Skyfall is better. And then that
Right,
was
right.
it.
I
you
mean,
know?
but there's also Live and Let Die. But here's the
Yeah.
thing. about
That's
it.
in my top 3
Here's-
too.
Here's the thing about Live and Let Die, though. Live and Let Die is one of the best Bond theme songs for one of the worst Bond movies.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah.
I would say I have to agree.
So
This
If
is
there
a
is a
very
bad-
Christian.
if there is a
you
bad
are 100%
Bond-
right
I
on
can't
that.
believe you guys are sleeping in A View to a Kill by Duran Duran.
Well, that's
Well-
now you've completed my trifecta because it was McCartney, Duran, Adele, my top 3.
Right, right.
But then the same could also be said for Writing on the Wall with Spectre. I can't stand that song. So
Well,
like
and then-
all,
and
the,
then-
all the Bond theme songs have literally been.
But wait a second. There was Chris Cornell had done a
Yeah,
Bond.
for
Very
Casino
good.
Royale.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The remake of that. Chris
That was a
Cornell
good
from
one.
Soundgarden.
What was the song?
He did the theme.
Yeah.
Did Casino Royale.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
I need to
It's hard.
revisit
I-
that.
I-
No, yeah. He would probably be in my top 3.
That's the interesting thing about 007. It's like the greatest debates: the songs, the villains.
Yeah.
Without question, who are your top 3 villains? I mean, come on.
Right.
We could be here all night just
Yes,
going
yes.
Bond crazy.
But
it's
this
like-
this was a good movie, and I'm looking to go see Dune in theaters.
Oh, wow.
Not
Cool.
surprising. I
Yeah,
think
that's a
that's
theater
that's a
movie.
theater movie.
I
Yeah.
saw that a million years ago with Sting and
Kyle
McLaughlin.
McLaughlin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it feel good now that as the business is trying to get a little more normal and us going into a theater to do what we're doing with our little thing, does it feel good that we're starting to see that it's slow? It's been really slow, but at least theaters are starting to pick up a little bit more momentum right now.
Oh, they definitely are.
Yeah.
I've been like, my wife and I are trying to go to like more movies like every week, just like, hey, date night, let's do it. We saw Halloween Kills, and that was packed. Like it
Wow.
was packed.
Okay.
Bond was for a Tuesday night was pretty packed too. So I think and it can go back to Best of the Fest. Our whole thing was people are itching to get back out there,
This is true.
doing something safe, doing something fun,
Right.
and like that's what it is. Like I think Hiram always asked me like from a filmmaker's perspective, like what would be good doing something like this, and I think like people are just itching to get back. Like I'm finding things to do like out there now that like I know I'm being safe and the people I'm with are being safe.
Yeah.
I think something like this would just be fun, especially on a Friday night or Saturday night.
Yeah. No. Well said.
Like on
See,
the
this-
weekends, like it's just like you're going to the movies literally. Like,
This is why I'm so happy to know you guys, because I've literally had arguments with friends who were like, movie theaters deserve to get shut down. And I'm like, I'm never going to see a movie with any of y'all again.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
And anytime I see you go to the movies, I'm going to remember that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you traitor.
Yeah.
I think the only argument that's going to be made at some point is that the theaters are going to they're charging maybe a little too much.
Oh,
but,
absolutely.
Right, but the thing about it is too, some of these theaters are trying to create more of an experience, and I'll give them credit where it's like going, oh, you want to serve me dinner, you want to do this, maybe have alcohol. I think that's the next level for theaters.
Yeah.
I think you have to make it more of a date night experience. So as you sit there and say, okay, I'm going to throw down $80, but I'm going to get dinner, I'm going to get a couple cocktails and the movie. Okay,
Yeah. No.
You know, we will drop $10 on a beer or more than that on a drink at the shore, but then watching a movie is a problem. I don't know how legit this is or whether I should speak about it, but I have the AMC
Stubbs.
the Stubbs A list.
Yeah.
Okay.
You pay $20-something a
Yep.
month, $20 a month,
Right.
and I could watch up to 3 movies a week. The truth is that all I have to do is watch 1 or 2 a month,
Yeah.
and I watch more than 1 or 2. The last one I saw was Halloween Kills.
Yeah, I saw it too, man.
I'll tell you what. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It was
Right.
fun. It was fun. Great to be in the theater.
I just need I need to find the casting director for that because I felt like I could have done better than everyone.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yes.
Wait a
absolutely.
minute.
No, I'm
All
not.
right, just
all right.
because you
David
reunited
Gordon
some of
Green
the
called.
originals and they don't act anymore.
No, not even those. Like
David Gordon Green called, and he wants to have a discussion.
oh man, I'll work with Danny
does-
McBride any day.
So does Danny McBride.
Yeah, I'll
He's
work
like,
with him any day.
"Excuse me."
Danny-
No,
What?
but there was
Holy
some
shit.
great. There was some good cat. Anthony Michael Hall was a little like
Over the top.
Yeah, over the top is perfect. But I don't know. I enjoyed it. Like there's sometimes you got to go to movies to escape,
Absolutely.
That's my-
and that's a
my whole
movie you
thing.
go to
that
escape.
I feel that movie in a way poked a little fun at itself.
Sure.
To be
hope-
fair,
I would hope
when
so.
was the last time you saw C. Anthony Hall in a theatrical movie?
That's true.
I'm going to be honest. There was something that was on cable within the last month. Now,
I said
let me-
theatrical.
Theatrical. I was about to give you the cast of several, which scared the living hell out of me. Him, picture this, him, Mickey Rourke,
Oh God.
and I got to remember, oh God, come on, Rob. You know him. Machete.
Oh, Danny
Danny
Trejo.
Trejo.
Danny
Dan
Trejo.
Trejo.
Yeah.
It's by the way, Rob, it's machete.
Machete, yes.
No,
Machete.
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 I apologize. I mispronounced.
Right.
Machete.
Machete.
When they did the second one and Charlie Sheen showed up, I went, all right, we jumped the shark. All right, enough.
What,
And Lindsay
what,
Lohan.
what movie are you talking about? That movie doesn't exist. There's only one machete.
There's only one machete.
Machete.
But this movie, when I saw it, I went, this is a Western? That's the scarier part. Those 3 are in a Western. I'm going, yeah. It was like you're sitting there. This is so awful. I'm still watching it. What is wrong with me?
Train wreck.
Sharknado. Hey, it happened.
Yeah.
Sometimes things are so bad that they're good.
Yeah.
I do want to say something though, because back to the theater discussion for a minute. I think that a cool way to get movie audience participation back, having more people go, and hear me out on this, is I think that you should create pricing per the movie. So like while a big tent poles will obviously be like $18 for a ticket, but make little movies like Cop Shop and little things like little smaller action movies still get the opportunity to go theatrical, but adjust ticket prices accordingly. Make it like $10 a ticket.
That's actually
I think
really
that's a
creative.
very
idea.
fair.
I think
because
everybody
then
would be
you'll
all for
get,
that. Yeah.
but then you'll get more movies in theaters
Right.
because then you'll give those opportunities more to filmmakers who can have theatrical exhibition, which is great because then you could also go back kind of to the days of midnight movie grindhouse type
Oh,
flicks,
man.
where you could give those
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 well.
smaller movies the spotlight again.
Yeah.
Right.
I think if we go back a step with the movie theater experience to go forward, I think we'll be in a
That'd be
better
cool.
picture.
You're on to
That's right.
something there.
You're
Christian,
onto something,
without-
and
without
if I
doubt.
may,
Go ahead.
and it's a really, really good tangent. One of the reasons why we wanted to do this Best of the Fest at the Count Basie, movie theater, it's because it is in a movie theater.
Yeah.
When you create art, as these people have, these directors, Mark Clawberg, Robert Asensio, Laurie Murtha, Michael Broderick, Chris
To name a
Orangio,
few.
Steve Hannis, just to name a few. Isn't it not, Mr. Filmmaker, like a coup to have your film seen in a movie theater?
I mean, yeah, I remember the first time one of my films was in a movie theater, and I'll never forget that. Like over 10 years ago, yeah, and like you get to really see it like on the big screen, and it's awesome. And don't take away from even like you guys do screenings at certain locations that aren't movie theaters. It still has that movie theater setting.
We try.
No, you try,
It's
but
the vibe.
you also succeed though.
Right.
This is what I like about this though. This is a one-night thing, and if it becomes successful, which I think it will be, then there's more opportunity for it.
Right.
And everyone is getting to go see their movie on a big screen at the right time. Like, I remember in the beginning of COVID, or like towards like the middle of it, I don't even know when, AMC was like, oh, rent a movie theater for like $100.
Right.
So you bring like 8 to 10 people, you split it, and then you still have to that's cheap. Like,
Sure.
and you get the whole theater to yourself. Like that kind of goes towards what Christian was saying. Like you gauge certain prices, certain deals. I think that would be perfect.
Because
And-
we were already seeing that in streaming. Like when Disney puts out a Marvel movie on streaming,
$30.
you still have to pay $30, and it's
Yeah.
more than a ticket. If I paid $25 in a theater, but I knew that included like a medium popcorn and a drink,
There you go.
I'm in. I don't give a fuck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because the experience is going to be, because you're seeing it on the big screen and the big sound.
Yeah.
There's a big difference.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, to the people who don't want to go to movie theaters, you could just go kick rocks or something, man. Because there's nothing better.
rocks.
There's nothing better than the movie experience. Like, but people are just. It's all about, I guess, being lazy. Like, I know a lot of filmmakers who just put their movies on Amazon now.
Meanwhile, I'm taking Kicking Rocks for $600, Mayim.
People put their movies on Amazon now. Like, I'd much rather have this experience we're doing and putting them in. Like,
And we've been
You
talking
can have
it
your
on the
cake and eat it too. You,
Right,
can have,
we-
you could do it both.
I know, but like,
platform and
but for me, it's always like, putting it on YouTube or, putting it on Amazon. I guess it's the way I see people are going. But I'd much prefer to have my movie play at a theater somewhere.
Right.
Like that would be my goal. That's why the director.
The key to it now is really just creating that experience for the audience. Like, for example, there was a film that I followed, I think it's called Bite on YouTube, where this woman got it self-financed by herself, and she did a roadshow release. She rented an RV with her boyfriend and a really good friend, and they just toured the movie and did stops, but they still had the
It was
theatrical
a horror movie,
experience.
right?
Yeah, it was a
Was
horror
it-
movie.
It's funny.
Horror
because-
comedy.
Right. But
All right.
what's
Was it-
funny is what Christian's talking about. It's becoming a little bit more of a popular concept. I'll give a great example just locally in Jersey. And if she's watching, hello, Siobhan Fallon Hogan, who has been barnstorming theaters throughout the country, some of them drive-ins, to push her movie Rushed. So when it's like the movie comes in, she comes into town, she's signing autographs, doing a Q&A. I think she's done a great job. And it's really been this really good. And I saw the movie. It's worth watching. It is intense.
And then it's also catering to the drive-in crowd. Like, that's slowly coming back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Beautiful.
be like I've read a couple articles that people are actually opening new drive-ins, which is crazy.
This is crazy, but yeah, all of a sudden the concept's becoming sort of in vogue again. I mean, the only one I really know about in Jersey is the one down in Vineland.
Yes,
And I
used
know
to
there's
live
one
down
up in
there.
the Scranton Wilkes-Barre area.
There's one in last summer in Staten Island. My in-laws went to, and I forgot what radio station was hosting it. You could listen to it on the radio station.
There you go.
And they had like 4 or 5 screens, and you can pull in and watch. I'm like, kids now are experienced drive-ins. So if that makes a
I have
comeback,
never been to one.
I
What
neither
started it? I noticed it during COVID. There was a lot of pop-up drive-ins where they had the inflatable screen and they were doing it in parking lots, because when you talk about social distancing, this became something that you could do.
Yeah.
And
So
go outside.
and go outside. So in a weird way, the whole COVID thing kind of brought an old thing back to life, and that's why I think it may have a new life. I'm not saying a huge one, but we may see a few more drive-in movie theaters come into business,
I'm going to say
which would be kind of cool.
2 words: Death Race 2000.
Yes.
I saw the original Death Race 2000 at Wall. Wall had a big screen drive-in theater. I saw Death Race 2000 with Sylvester Stallone.
Wow.
You know what I
and
saw?
Keith Carradine.
Oh my God.
No, David
that's
Carradine.
amazing.
David Carradine.
See, the first drive-in movie movie I ever saw was Indiana Jones.
Oh, wow.
Good one.
I
That's
saw
a good
Raiders
one.
of the Lost Ark in like a re-showing, and my dad and I went and we saw it, and it was awesome, but it was hilarious because this was at a time where my dad probably shouldn't have been driving. His vision was starting to go.
Oh, yeah.
And he
Oh, God.
backed up into one of the vintage drive-in posts.
Oops.
Let's not go to the lobby.
Let's not go to the lobby. Let's get the heck out of here now.
I've never seen a teenage employee more like hating being in that moment. It was
Because
so
you don't know
funny.
what to do. Yeah.
It was so fucking funny. Oh man.
I would pay to see like Jaws in drive-in theater, or
That'd be a
like
good
all
one.
those old school movies.
Yeah,
in,
sure.
in drive-in movie theaters.
some-
It's the
well,
experience that you.
Well,
And
yeah.
by the way, a lot of movie theaters are doing specifically that. They are showing classic movies for discounted rates.
You know who's actually? You guys may remember actor Keith Coogan.
Yeah.
Okay, he's actually been going on the road with the part of the cast and the crew. Don't
Dishes
tell
are
Mom the
done,
Babysitter's
man.
Yeah, the Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. He actually did a couple of drive-in movie theaters where it's like he's there screening the film, doing Q&A, signing autographs. It becomes an experience, and I think that's the other thing that we're learning now in 2021. We're starving for experiences.
Yeah.
So when you're kind of saying, as we're putting this thing together in the theater, it's an experience. You're going to get 13 great short films. You get to see some projects before they become bigger, and you get to meet some of the people who created this. So it becomes a fun night. It really does.
And
It
we've been
becomes an
talking
experience.
about this forever. So
Yes.
I mean, making it happen now, solidifying it, getting out there, and making it happen. I think it was probably just in the making for so long, and now that it's here, surprise, surprise. I think it's just the right time because I think all the stars aligned, and I think this is going to be a great night out. This concession stand will be open, just so everybody knows.
So have popcorn and a soda,
All right,
at
nice.
least.
Yeah.
You know.
So it's going to be
Or
fun.
bring a 6-pack. You know.
No,
Well,
it's,
we'll
it's
probably
easier
be
to
before
put
or
the
after.
little nip bottles in your coat pocket. Oh, I'm not saying that. I'm sorry.
I used to know a guy who would bring an Aunt Jemima bottle, squeeze bottle, with him. He wasn't a good friend of mine. He was a friend of a friend, but that's what he would take to movie theaters. Now this was before. Get this. This was before the sports bottle. Now remember, the
Right.
sports bottle's got
Okay,
the flip
yeah,
top
yeah.
where you pull it up and you
Yes.
can drink. He would drink liquor out of the Aunt Jemima bottle.
Oh, he's
Plastic bottle.
quite ingenious.
Yes, yes.
No, you got to be a little more
alcoholic, but ingenious.
right. But you got to be a little more classy. Through airline bottles of rum, get your Coke and spike the Coke. That's classy.
I think I'm hardcore because I sneak Wendy's in, but the Aunt Jemima,
Isn't
the
that
Aunt
crazy?
Jemima
Wait,
movies.
are we talking about sneaking snacks into the movies? I'm
yes.
pro at this.
I think there's a
gonna
podcast
tell all the
that's
I brought a
Sneaking
whole
Snacks
pie.
with Christian Cordes.
No,
I love it.
I shit you not. With between 3 friends, we snuck in about $50 worth of Taco Bell.
Damn.
And they didn't. And they did not know.
And that, you know
Would
what?
never have known.
I used to work in a movie theater. We knew.
Yeah.
We didn't care.
Taco Bell is pungent, so they definitely knew.
Yeah, no, we knew we didn't care. You know who used to be notorious for that? I used to work at Sony Theaters at the Monmouth Mall when I went to Monmouth University. And
Plug for movies.
Plug.
yes, and
Plug for
the
Monmouth.
food court is literally outside. Kevin Smith, Jason Mewes, and what's his name?
What's his
Jason
name?
Lee.
Jason Lee.
Jason Lee.
Jason Lee?
The
Yeah.
all the View Askew people used to go there.
Sneaking snacks.
They didn't even try to sneak them. They were just going in with them.
Yeah, we're just going to bring in this
We're
20-pack of
bringing-
White Castle, and
Yeah,
we're going to sit
really.
down.
You know, here goes, and you know what? I used to do that with the Chinese food too. Go get some Chinese food, go and have some
Oh.
fried rice at the theater. So,
I don't
That's
know why.
what-
I
that's
don't
what
know
we
why
do.
they care so
Boy,
much.
we are
about bringing that.
corrupting people, aren't we?
well,
It's a wonderful
because
thing.
obviously,
It's wonderful
even
corruption.
then
It's
they,
popcorn
they
and
want the
stuff.
popcorn to sell and stuff like that. But I got that too. We got that
Yeah.
too. You always have to have popcorn when you go. And I used to love the nachos with the spicy
Ooh.
cheese.
Pretzel bites
Yeah.
are where they're at now.
Oh, pretzel
That's-
bites are like
that's what's in
$20-something
vogue, yeah.
dollars now.
Yeah.
For pretzel bites and a soda is $20-something dollars.
Hey,
You
look,
know,
everything's
so-
gone up now. Come on. Yeah.
Yes. Well, once again, not this time around. this time around, this is a very doable. The most expensive thing that this night is probably going to be a popcorn and a soda, and even that at the Count Basie is not as much as in the regular.
And I do believe they
theater,
pop
yes.
their own popcorn.
Well, that's saying a lot.
Nice.
Well, we can talk about this a little bit later, but I'm noticing since Brian's pouring more beer, that means probably our guest is here.
Our guest
I'm
is
going to
here.
guess.
Our guest is here.
And looking in the corner that she's smiling, she's probably hearing us and going, "Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
Did you put
she
me in?"
is
Elise?"
lovely smile.
There she is.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce Miss Eve Austin from Lola Dust Manhattan. Thank you for joining us, Miss Austin. How are you?
My pleasure.
Oh
Ooh,
my
am I crazy? What do I do? Put earbud?
Yeah,
You can-
earbuds will probably
cut
help.
that down, Eve. Definitely.
Well, then you'll have to excuse me. Keep drinking beer, and I'll go find my earbud.
Oh,
Okay,
cool.
Absolutely.
we'll do that.
Sounds good.
But I'm jealous. I want to here.
You'll have to
We will
join us
save you
on
some.
air sometime.
Yeah.
Right,
will save you
and
some.
there you go.
Absolutely.
While Eve is getting the earbuds, tell us about the beer that we are drinking now, sir.
Yeah. So I, for my work, I filmed at Glenbrook Brewery in Morristown.
Okay.
My good friend Connor works there. What's up, Connor? In case you're listening.
Connor,
All
thank you.
these beers are named after like the historical parts of Morristown. So this is Fort No Nonsense.
Nah.
And then it's an IPA, an Indian Pale Ale. Really cool spot. If you are familiar with Morristown, it's right across
I
the
am
street
not.
from like a pizzeria called Godfather's next to the Morristown Diner. It's right as you go up.
That's like a historic landmark.
Yeah,
that
so
diner,
it's right
please.
there. It's kind of tucked away. They do live music, trivia. Really cool spot. They opened up this location, I think, in the middle of the pandemic, and they've been kind of thriving. Check them out, like I said, on Instagram, Glenbrook Brewery, and my buddy Connor works there. And yeah, he just kind of was able to hook me up with a few beers. And I know, like, when we're on here, we like to
Yeah.
indulge every now and then.
Yeah, you know, it's Thursday night. What the hell? Man?
Yeah, I know. It's basically Friday. So
Well, Thursday.
In my world,
Yeah.
yes.
As we've learned living on the Jersey Shore now, during the summer,
Oh,
Thursday
yeah.
is the new Friday.
Yeah, I feel
I
like-
don't know why, but it just
Yeah.
is.
But no, we have a few other beers from them. We might pop open tonight. But yeah, this is the Fort No Nonsense.
And one from Other Half. We're going to do Other Half later, too, if we can.
Awesome.
That's a
Thank you.
pastry
Let's
stuff.
get
Miss
Eve
Austin
back in
is
here
back.
now, and she's now set.
Got a
I hope so.
I think
There
so.
you go. You sound good.
It's still echoing.
Ah.
Hold on. Let me see if it's something I could do.
Well, we're gonna check something on our end.
How's that?
Is this a little better?
Let's see. Oh, it's perfect.
There
Oh,
we go.
thank you.
I didn't need earbuds. What are you guys doing over there? It's
was
the
hard.
beer.
We apologize ahead of time for that. I'm sorry.
No need
Well-
to apologize. And I'll drink to you with my Diet Coke.
Thank you, Miss
Bravo.
Austin. Thank you so
Thank you for
much for
joining us.
taking time from your
Well,
busy
so what if we-
schedule.
My
I know
pleasure.
you're traveling early tomorrow.
Yes.
Are
Going
you
to
leaving?
Going?
Where are you going?
I'm
if
going
I
to
may-
Atlanta. I'm trying to increase my reach on the acting end, and I'm going to get myself an agent in Atlanta because it's a great hub for work now. You know, it's just amazing how business has popped in that area. So it's like that whole eastern southern type of area, and I think it'd be fun. You know, I'm going to start traveling so that I can see the world that we all live in, where and how everybody does in that world, and it's a new thing for me. You know, so I'm excited.
I think your alter ego Heidi will approve.
Well, Heidi's pushing me to go there. You know, that's the thing.
Well, I just want to say thank you. You are the person that we chose, to ask first to join us to announce the best of the fest. We've been talking about it for the past couple of minutes. And hang on to your shorts. We wanted to do this for the longest time, but a film festival keeps us busy all the time. This year, as a result of COVID, we didn't have a live festival. We didn't get to see you. This is what we love the most about what we do is that you submit to us, and of course, it is what it is. But then the day of the festival comes, and we're looking at that door, and we see you walking in, and we're like, she's here.
Right.
Hi, Miss Austin. So nice to meet you.
Well, it's okay to call me Eve because I call you by your first names too.
Okay, fine.
You two on a first name basis. Hey,
Now we
Christian,
are.
we're
Yes,
leaving.
yes.
We're out of here. These two need to be alone. I'm
Yes.
telling you, really.
I feel
So
the same way because I love to see you guys when when you walk in. It's the most exciting thing to be with your peers and people that appreciate and love film. And your festival is so much fun and so wonderful. And I've enjoyed it in years past. And yeah, it's really quite sad, that we couldn't be together. But
it's been
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
it's been-
we're trying. We're really trying to make that happen, obviously, and hopefully this won't be just one off. Hopefully this is the first of many. But we get to screen your film, Lola Does Manhattan, which was
yeah.
a delightful. Oh,
Hilarious.
we love. So you have
Oh,
to
A
let
lot of
us know
fun.
about that.
yes. Well, Lola is the idea for Lola is to eventually, and I keep on saying eventually because I keep on pushing it off, but I would like to use what you've seen as a proof of concept.
Mhm.
And I've written a 30-minute dramedy, and I'd
Nice.
like to sell it to the television land, all the
Mm.
streamers. I think that audiences would enjoy that. Now, when I sell it, that doesn't mean necessarily that I'm going to be in it. It's a pretty not only is it one good role, it's two good roles for the same person.
Yeah.
So because I play myself and my alter ego. However, I think the concept is really good. And if in the end what happens is somebody is interested for their audience for it, which I think that darn well should be, because it's a market that's hardly ever explored. We really don't see a lot of women of a certain age leading a show. You're
Right.
starting to see it a little bit, like Grace and Frankie and that type of thing, but you really don't see it very often. And I think part of the reason is that I don't think people are as aware. Even marketeers are not as aware that 40% of the world is baby boomers
Mhm.
Right.
and 80% are have the highest expendable, like 80% of them have all the expendable income, which means it's a huge market on that level, to really talk to. It used to be we were dead at a certain point,
Yeah.
and now we're living longer, and 20 is the new 10, and that type of thing.
Eve,
Uh,
you stumble upon a great point with all this because you would think that with network television having the struggles that it's having, keeping shows on because some of the concepts are either just flat out reboots of something old
Mhm.
or just, concepts that just have become tired, for lack of a better term. Knowing that you're hitting a demographic that is more apt to probably watch television than a younger demographic, you would think the networks would be a little smarter to catch on to this. Would you agree?
um, I don't know if it's a bit. I think that it has to do with fear.
Mhm.
That it,
Me too.
it's not. It used to be very unsexy to feature people of a certain age. I mean, what? They're old people. We don't want them.
Right.
But I think that people really need to see the reality of the world and that we live in. And the truth is that if you're lucky, you're wiser when you're older. So you have a lot
That's
more to
right.
say and you have a lot more to impart. And I think that it's all fear because basically the networks are run not very much by creative people. It's
That's
run
right.
by business and it's run by numbers.
Right.
And and I'm not even talking network at this point, because now the networks own streamers, right? That's what they're trying to get into. And so they have Peacock and they have all of those, and those are an offshoot of the network.
Right.
So there is possibilities there. It's a matter of really in this business, it's who you know. And it's the same truth for actors as it is for producers, which I am as well.
Mhm.
And I'm not looking to break anything. I'm just looking to enhance things. And I think that people of any age would enjoy the message of Lola, not
Mhm.
just enjoy it, but might set them thinking about, how much do we really listen to ourselves in life, and how many mistakes are we going to make, and when are we going to stop doing that and go to the other side and start collaborating with our inner selves and saying, you know what, maybe that's not a bad. I'll try it before the next time I do some kind of an impulsive, crazy move.
Right.
Um, the idea for Lola is to keep on growing. So if let's say if we do season one, I mean, season one would go something like the introduction of Lola, their adventures, what happens with her, and then you see her growth basically from year to year, or show to show even, and you see how she starts actually um, learn to love herself and to do the best that is for herself, because we think we love ourselves, but we really don't.
Right.
There's so many choices.
Yeah.
It's true.
Now, what was the genesis for Lola? Where was Lola born?
Lola was born in Eve's head.
Okay.
Lola was born in
Right below the left temple. That's
Yeah,
where
yeah,
she
yeah.
was
Yeah,
born.
it started on the left ear and it traveled around. Um, well, I'm very into metaphysics, which is like a big fat word. And this is one of the reasons I like to do comedy, because sometimes when you want to teach something, you don't want to preach, you don't want to put people off,
Right.
but it's like a spoonful of sugar. You add a little comedy and they can take the message in, even though they're not realizing they're getting the message. It's like not hitting them over head with it. Um, and ideally, if you're a filmmaker, I mean, yes, we're supposed to just do entertainment, which is great. I mean, I love entertainment. I want to be entertained, but I think it's more than that. I think we owe something to make our world a better place and to make people want to do their best and to help people. I mean, so obviously there's many different subjects and ways to do it, and I do it in many for many different things. You screened my other movie, Legit, which had to do with prostitution and legalization of prostitution and politicians, which is totally different, obviously, from Alola,
Right.
who, who at certain point in her life, leaves everything that she knows and starts a new life, and then she has to. I mean, obviously, she's going to meet people and go on dates and kind of see like the progression of this woman and the kind of things that she doesn't really listen to herself, and gets a little cuckoo, and then what happens with her adventures. But she has a lot of fun adventures at any rate. The idea really is to raise people's consciousness in a way, but to do it in a way that they're highly entertained. So that's kind of what I'm going for. She's going to change a little from what you've seen, because you don't really understand the relationship between the two with the little pieces that you've seen of it. But that will become clearer. And I also have a lot of other things a finger in a lot of different holes to try
There you go.
Right. Okay.
happen, like witchy things. No, basically, I have a couple of aces up the sleeve. As an actor, it's very difficult, as you guys know, to get work. I mean, it's simply a numbers game, and whoever gets lucky with people that believe in them and whatever,
Get pushed.
get to go
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
But there's room for everyone. However, I don't. Particularly at my age, I don't want to sit around and wait for somebody to decide they're going to give me, 3 lines on a whatever, or
At
10.
no age, no actor can.
Yeah.
Well,
No
there's,
actor can
there's only
afford
one
to.
exception in that rule, because I think everybody will agree. Anybody on the East Coast, you give me 3 lines on Law and Order,
Right.
that's the exception to the
Don't.
rule. Any Law and Order.
Well, so I've done that.
Already, yeah.
I know
That's
you've done that. That's why I brought it up, Eve.
Right.
Absolutely.
And it's just so hard to just get into the office, and
Right.
yesterday I auditioned. I can say I auditioned for it because I don't know. I know that you put these tapes in and you may never hear from them again, and sometimes you do, but you put your whole heart in it. And I had another major show like Law and Order, and it was a guest star. Am I going to get it? Who the heck knows? I may look like somebody's cousin that they don't like, and just that alone, because good actors are good actors. So there are many of us out there.
Right.
And it's really a matter of taste and what you want. And I've been on the other end of it, so I understand. We can be easily dismissed. My point that I'm trying to make is, I didn't want to wait around for someone to say, okay, your turn. I'm still doing that. You want me, let me know. That's fine. But what I think is really important is to keep on creating. If you're a creator, or you need to keep creating. And one of the most wonderful things that I love about our business is collaboration. And to be able, like, to be on a set with people and then reconvene another time and maybe not see them for years, and then it's like you never missed a day.
Right.
And you know, all these film sets that I've been on, and there've been quite a few over the years, I'm very fortunate. I've been asked back whenever they do something else if there's something for me in there. Um, I just love to be in that mix, with film festivals, you know, like yours. I mean, I think that you do it lightheartedly, you do it beautifully, you do it in a more casual manner. Nothing wrong with doing it in a fancy manner, but you know, after it's more, I don't know, especially like the Jersey festivals. I just feel that they're like much more user friendly and kind.
Family,
Yeah,
family.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and everybody
But it's
feels
not casual. Haven't
comfortable.
I hosted a thing in a bowling shirt and a pair of jeans one
Yes,
year? I mean,
you
come on.
did.
There's no more casual than that.
Right. Yeah.
He
Well,
didn't run
if you
that
guys
wardrobe
are
past
there, I'm
us.
not.
Like,
What's that?
He
What?
didn't run wardrobe past us.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah,
this is
well,
true.
the thing is that, I can go you guys can be dressed in cutoffs, and I can be dressed in my ball gown, and who cares? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it is
We'll take
actually that. No, Eve's right. And,
Yeah.
and when we've done the award ceremony, and when we do that, it is sort of a mixed bag. It's like some
Mhm.
people are really dressed up, and some people are just kind of like going, okay, where's the bar?
Yeah, yeah,
And-
yeah.
but
Well,
everybody's
and
having
I-
a good time. That's a
It's
great thing.
it's all about
I
the art.
do both. I go, "Where's the bar?"
Well, I think the thing that we strive for is to really, like, again, like you said, really kind of take it at that level of we want to be involved. That's the thing. We want to be there during the festival. We're not just running it from the back stage area. We're not having other people, 400 people run it for us. We want to be a part of it. That's the kick. The kick, the high, whatever you want to call it, is us getting the films in and then really kind of reviewing them and previewing them and talking about them and then putting it all together and then
Very hands-on.
meeting everybody, you know, because that for us is like, you know, like someone came in from, I think, what was it, the last festival we did live.
2 years ago.
Yes, a woman drove in from Brooklyn during like a tsunami. It was basically like this
I
crazy,
remember this. Yes.
crazy
Rainstorm.
hurricane,
I was there.
rainstorm.
Crazy,
and
yeah.
she came in and that was an honor for me, for her to come in out of Brooklyn, drove and like made time that day because we were screening her film. And it was a wonderful film. And we, you know, we got to share that moment. So that's where it's at for
Well, as
me.
much as it means like for you, and it means a lot for us too,
Mhm.
to
Right.
be able to show our project, because you can easily pop our project online and then hope for the best, but to go to a festival and have people sit there watch, and I don't know, you know,
Well,
maybe to
it's
Eve's point too, yeah, like people coming to you being like, I really liked your performance.
Yeah.
Like I that means more to me than pretty much anything. Like if
Mhm.
I could make someone else
agree.
laugh and not show it to, like, because my family has to laugh, you know, like that means a lot more to me than
That's
anything
only because
else.
you gave them $20 each.
That's
That was the
it.
only reason.
25. Yeah,
25.
they're
Oh,
expensive.
geez.
They're expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be higher next time, but
Yeah.
to me, that's the truth. I love getting awards. What actor doesn't? It just kind of, you know, it just it's one of the few well, the reward of being on set and working, that's in itself a reward, right? But then to have people enjoy it, I mean, to me, it's about my peers, you know, other filmmakers and people like me enjoying it, and that to me is the highest compliment. And yes, you can win awards. I've been lucky enough since last year to win 21 of them.
Wow.
Nice
Um,
job.
yeah, and that's the first time that's happened, by the way. It's not like, oh, every year I'm getting these awards.
Right.
It was for 3 different films, 2 of which you've screened already. Well, I think you've screened all 3 at this point. No? Yeah, maybe. Did you? I don't know. Did you guys do? You did, right? Confidant. Did you do Confidant? Deborah Markowitz's film. I'm not
I
sure.
think so, yes. Let me double check.
Yeah, so that was another one. So 3 films, including Lola and Legit. So those 3 have been. I had nothing. I had a horrible time with COVID. I'm not going to publicly say what, but whatever. It's not a secret. I became a widow through COVID.
I am very
That's
sorry. I
Our
did not know that.
condolences, Eve.
Thanks, guys. I'm sorry. This is kind of
Oh,
weird.
no,
Like,
no, I'm sorry.
No, no,
I
wait.
just recovered from it last week, so
Oh, really? You feeling all right?
If they're getting his
Not
vaccine,
feeling all right
yes.
yet, but I'm getting there.
It's like a month. I mean, I had it too. It's just I made it. He didn't. But
I'm very sorry.
yeah, so what happened is that I was so grateful to have this business, even though I was home and I couldn't be with people and I'm alone at home. It's like weird. I was married for a very long time, so I was never alone. And what started to happen was I said, well, let me get some film festivals in. Let me do whatever I can, take workshops, whatever I can so I can communicate with people in this manner at least. And I don't know what it is, thinking maybe my husband is like sending me something from up there because I mean, there were like 21 best actor. Well, those 20 awards. And then one, I just did a feature that I won a best supporting actress award in Vegas just now. And it's not the be all because that doesn't mean I'm going to get work, but it does make me very proud, makes me feel good. But guys, I had to sit in my house and hold up my award and take selfies, and I didn't have a selfie stick. I'm like, I got to show you some of this, guys. I mean,
Right.
Well, you gotta make sure on
what?
I guess on the 13th you'll be able to take photos.
Yes.
Yes.
We
Yeah,
have to do
with
it for
people, with human beings.
Uh-huh.
See, so here I have one of them.
Oh wow,
Nice.
I have
that's very
a whole
nice.
bunch. I have like a whole collection now. Not that everybody does, but this is one of my proudest moments. All right, I'm going to show you this, and I'll tell you what it says because I don't know if you can see it. Can you guys see that?
No, I cannot. I'm blind.
So what it says is Brightside Tavern Film Festival. Eve Austin with the New Jersey Achievement Award in the Art of Acting, Summer 2020. And so they gave me an honorary New Jersey Best Actress Award, which was
You're not
really,
from New Jersey? Oh, I'm
got that
sorry.
from
You
I
have to
got
have
that from Holland. I got it from
Honorary.
Sweden.
Honorary.
I'm kidding.
Honorary. So I'm actually an honorary Jerseyite, even though I'm
Okay, yes, you are.
a tunnel. Yeah. So yeah. So anyway, that was about Lola. Hopefully she will go further. And with
Well,
this,
we are, we are in Lola's corner.
Yes.
We've been in Lola's corner, and
guys are great.
we appreciate your art and your work and your energy. And off stage, we will talk about one night in Maryland because we may be working together. I
Oh,
don't know yet.
Oh, look at
You
you
know,
two. Really?
that
yes.
Look at
is
you.
so
Piper
great.
Harlow. That's my friend from college.
Oh, she is absolutely fabulous. I
She's
love her.
good,
I
yeah.
just met her at another film festival. I'm telling you, I'm like the
Yes.
queen of festivals, but whatever. I enjoy meeting people there. I get to see filmmakers. I mean, it's fantastic. Yeah, so that would be great. I'm also going forward. I'm doing a short next month. I'm hoping that you guys will like it when it's done and
So
that
we
you'll
will.
Send it our way.
I think
Yeah.
I'm going to get a little bit smarter about some of this and hire, somebody that will be in it that will have a little bit more of a name recognition thing so that, maybe that'll push things a little bit
Brian
further.
O'Halloran's available, I think. Brian O'Halloran.
Oh, Mr. Clerks and Clerks 3 coming up? Yeah, that's
Mr.
true.
Clerks,
That's
Brian
true.
O'Halloran, our good friend Brian O'Halloran.
I know who Brian is. I know.
I swear to you, everybody knows Brian. How
Everybody
is he
knows
not
Brian.
bigger?
He's a wonderful guy.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, there are plenty of great actors, but
Yes.
whatever. And trying to get myself a name, I'm going to bring other names in.
Cool. That's great.
But anyhow, yeah. And then I'm doing a feature in. We were hoping December, but my guess is going to be January with your friend Rob Margolis.
Oh, great,
Awesome.
great. All right, cool.
Yeah, because I do. I started with him like 6 years ago, and he directed Lola, by the way.
Yes, that
Right,
was,
he
and
knows
and,
that.
and I got to be honest with you that not just the acting, because I thought the acting was great, and thank you for that. But I really thought the production quality and the direction was spot on, man. I think that's one of the things that I really loved about the film as well. Is like you felt like you were sitting like like observing this. It wasn't just like one step back or two steps back. I really
That's
kind of
great
felt
to hear.
like
Yeah,
in the
you were
moment.
in it.
Cool.
You were
Yeah.
in it,
You were
which
in
is
the moment.
terrific. But Rob 99% of the time does features.
Right.
And so, he yells at me and he says, you should be doing a feature. Stop doing these short films. But I can't help myself.
Okay.
Hey,
Because
a quick plug to Rob. I believe the film's called Big Time, and it's right now in production, if I'm not mistaken.
no, okay, so that's a different film.
Okay.
And I believe that's something that's going to be going to series.
Ooh,
Cool.
Oh.
All right, that's good
They're
news.
working on that, yeah. Big Time is one of his movies. No, this is a brand new movie. It's called Asexual.
Oh.
And it's going to have some big star names. Um, maybe only 6 roles in it. Very intimate, very cool film, very art house. And I have a role in it. And in my role, the character, who I'm taking the character with, what Rob is looking for actually, is David Bowie. And that is so unlike what I look like when, what people think I represent. And I cannot wait, to do the he, she of David Bowie type of thing.
Wow,
So
nice.
it'll be really fun. Yeah.
Get to flex your acting muscle. That's awesome.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, it's going to be fabulous. Wigs and costumes and all of that does other stuff, but there's a different voice, there's a different body, there's a different everything. So that's really cool because he really gives me a chance to stretch myself, Robbie, and it's wonderful because I've done a lot of his films already. And I'm always looking for new filmmakers. And now, because of my situation, that's one of the reasons I'm doing Atlanta. And I'm also going to be local to LA, which La La Land, really does provide a lot of opportunities if you measure them correctly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I hear.
Can you
We
hear
can
my
hear.
son?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry.
Oh, no. We're good. We're good.
That's my phone ring.
Oh,
no,
We're fine.
Yeah, we
We're
didn't hear
fine.
that.
No, we didn't hear that.
No.
No, we
Hey,
can
look,
hear
if the
you
phone's
just
ringing,
fine.
she's got to pick it up. Come on.
Yeah.
We don't know who's calling.
Turn
We're all know
off and
who's
it's
watching. He's calling Eve now.
Right.
I thought you
loud.
heard it through the. I thought you heard it through the thing. Sorry. He said, "Yes, we can hear that." So I ran in there and turned it off.
We're good.
Yeah. So so there's a lot happening, and there's one really hot thing I'm doing. Should I tell you about it?
Yeah.
So this is something that's just starting to happen, and I'm way, 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 way excited about it. I have a brother who's British, and he's a writer. He's been a writer all his life. Well, we have the same dad and different moms. And I'm from Europe originally too. But anyhow, and so he had written a book that's at Amazon and called Nights of the Turntable. Meaning night, like evenings, like nights, but
Yes.
Right.
play on words. And the film is about the payola scandals of the 60s and the girl band singers. The women that used to be like that really brought in a whole new sound, like Connie
You're
Francis.
touching on something. I'm the resident radio guy of this bunch. So as somebody who's been in the business for 25 years, I've heard about payola and plugola, and I'm sort of an historian as far as that whole era. It's surprising to me it's taken this long for somebody to kind of do a film on it, because it is a very fascinating time, because radio in the 60s is not what became radio even in the 1990s. I mean,
totally different. And it
Yeah.
was actually 50s. It started in the 50s.
yes, it did, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's the girl, but the storyline is more about, that has depth to it because of that. But it's also about these young women that were, what is that? I'm trying to think of the name of the other movie that was such a big hit and whatever, but it doesn't matter. These women were very, very young when they went on to these radio shows, and television. I mean, they had black and white TV and all of that.
Right.
And they also had a manager, and basically it's about their lives and how they. So they're reenacting. I don't think they're going to play they could have different names than like Connie Francis.
Original. Yeah,
right.
And it would be filled with music of that time period. And it is we're making it into a series. And ideally limited series.
Mm-hmm.
And this time I can't say names or anything like that, but I have to say that there are people that can actually make it happen.
Cool.
That is
Like
wonderful.
Lola, I have to really struggle, to find people and try to explain to them what this is about and, whatever. But this is going to be an opus, and I'm really hoping by this time next year we'll have it done, and I don't have to shoot it. Ideally, we take the concept and we sell it as is and let them put the money into it because, um, even Lola, that's why I use it as a proof of concept. They would never accept something that I shot, as they would shoot their own,
Right.
Yes.
Right.
So the point is to bring more entertainment out into the world and do something a little different. But this particular one, I'm really, really hot on because, limited series are very strong right now, like the Queen's
It's very
Gambit.
true,
And
Sure.
yeah. And also they don't require you don't have to do 22 episodes a season.
Right.
No,
Right.
you can just do like anywhere between 6 and 10, and you get the
Right.
point across.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 8 to 10, and then there's a sequel being written, so there would be another season if and we can keep on going.
Cool.
So yeah, it's really quite exciting. I mean, and I'm always like pairing up with new people. I love that. So you guys, if you want to pair me up with some great filmmakers, happy to do it.
Well, we
'Cause
are looking forward to April 2022. Hopefully, we will all be in the same room with a lot of like-minded people. Just enjoying a moment of family. That's what we aim for. That's what we strive for. And hopefully, next month will go a long way towards getting us there.
that
And
is
you get to be a part
fantastic.
of it.
Yes. Yes.
I get to be a part of it now. I don't know if I'll be a part of it. My new stuff won't be ready yet, but I will be there for you, to be with you guys and to be there
And
for
that's
my
fine. And that's
Fantastic.
you're part of the
colleagues.
family. You're part of the family, so
Absolutely.
you're good.
Yeah, I love it. I have family. Yay, I have family in Jersey.
You're a Jersey person now, so yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So when can I watch your
Yeah.
podcast? When is this podcast going to be on so I can tell all
It's
my
going to be on
friends?
Facebook, so we will share it with you. We will share
Okay,
it with you so that
and then I'll
so you
share it
have
with
a
the
copy of
world.
it.
There we
That'd
go.
be great.
Thank you. That's all
beautiful.
we want. We really
Yeah.
appreciate you taking the time to come
Thank you,
join us,
Eve.
and
Oh,
you
I
get to
love
be
it.
our inaugural guest in the night that we announced the best of the fest,
Honored.
Yes.
November 13th, Saturday, at the Count Basie Theaters in Red Bank. One of the films that's screening is Rob Margulies and Eve Austin's Lola Does Manhattan. So thank you, Eve. Thank you so much for joining
Thank
us, and
you
we
for
can't wait to
having
see you.
me.
Thank you.
And
Good
don't
luck.
drink too much beer, or if you do, don't tell anybody.
No,
Right.
I
Will
won't tell
do.
anyone.
See you guys under the table, okay?
Bye-bye.
Have a
Take
good night.
care. Thank you.
Thanks
See
so
you.
much,
Thank
Eve
you.
Austin.
Thank
Appreciate
you. My pleasure. Take care. Bye.
it.
Bye-bye. You know what?
That was a
I would love
blast.
to have beers with
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, that would be great. Hang out.
What would happen if shots got it? No,
No.
no.
No, that was an amazing
That
amazing
was
time,
really
an amazing
cool.
interview. And you know what?
Yeah.
She's doing exactly what any actor that hopes to, keep moving forward in the acting world has to do nowadays, which
Yes.
is pretty
Yes.
much you have to make your own breaks.
Yeah.
And you have, well, the industry has morphed and changed in such a ways that you can create your own breaks. And of course, a little bit of gravity here, a little pull and a tug here can make magic happen. But even in the absence of that, she's still doing her thing.
Yes,
Amen.
that's way cool.
Oh,
Way
that's
cool.
that's amazing.
Good story. Good story.
Yes.
Yes. Well, we are going to wrap it up very
Yes,
soon.
yes.
That's
gonna-
why he's
we're
got
gonna
the big
say
bottle
goodbye.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You notice he's coming out with the big guns to
Yes.
wrap.
So,
not yet. We're
I've been
about to.
sitting on this for over 2 years. Okay.
Ooh.
It's from the brewery in Brooklyn, or right on the edge of Brooklyn, called Other Half. It's called Dropping Millibars. It's an imperial stout with cacao nibs and Tahitian vanilla. This is a 13.2 by volume, kids. So
Yeah, so that's pretty
hold on to
strong.
your seats.
Okay, so we're gonna savor this,
Right.
and we're gonna start outroing as we're sipping this, which is
There we go.
amazing and magical way to conclude the night where we announced the best of the fest for the Hangouts.
Is there anything else you'd like to plug as we're going off the air here?
At this point? Nope. The Best of the Fest, which is coming out Saturday, November 13th
Okay.
at the Count Basie Theater, our beloved spot. You know, obviously, we kind of hope and expect you'll be there, all of us.
Yeah. You're gonna be there, right?
Yeah, I got to
I'll make sure I'm not podcasting that night. That's all.
Thank
that's
you,
cool.
thank you. Obviously, we want to say thank you to Ming Chen
Ming.
and everyone at Shared Universe Podcast Studio. Our buddy Christian Cordes,
Cordes.
who was an
Yay,
invaluable
yes.
part of this experience,
Thank you tonight, buddy.
bringing, he's part of like the media expertise here, along
Yes.
with our Rob Akampora. And you know what? To
Yeah,
everybody
that guy has got that other podcast that's a pain in the ass to the
What's it
shared
called?
universe.
Yes.
What's it
Yes.
called?
The
Ah,
A game.
The A
He had the
Game.
Whirling Dervishes yesterday. I was
I
listening
did.
for a
I'll
little
tell you,
bit. That was
Jersey
awesome.
Zone. That was great. It was great to bring up their old video from Strange and Wonderful and just talk about the whole time period when they had You or Me One with Mr. Grinch out there, and they were
Yes.
just like during the 90s they had just a nice run.
I told Brian about it. He's like, darn it, that was yesterday. I missed it.
Yes, I was really upset about
I
that.
will. I
because-
will say this because it's coming up in a couple weeks. I'm gonna do something a little different because I've literally been doing from the music world, from the acting world, and I've not ventured into television news. So this is my first chance I'm going to be doing this in a couple of weeks. It's somebody I kind of grew up in the Marlboro area with. She spent 18 years as a reporter and correspondent for CNN.
Oh,
So Elsie Labat will be coming on.
Oh,
Elisa,
cool.
That
Elisa
is
Labat.
awesome.
Yeah, I think she's got a book coming out,
Mhm.
and it'll be interesting because I really want to get her take as somebody who's been in the trenches. It's not about getting political, but it's like, what is it like to work for a network like that, and what does she think
right.
about news today?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a
Those are
fascinating
very
conversation.
good questions.
Yeah, I
very,
think
very
I think
relevant
Elise is going to
questions.
be. I know will be very blunt about it, and I look forward to it. It should be a lot of fun.
All right.
Yes.
Looking forward to that.
Well, awesome. We are looking forward to that, and we're looking forward to this. To everyone in our Hang On to Your Shorts universe, thank you
Cheers, gang.
Yep. Cheers, guys.
for the time, and we cannot wait to see you in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Cheers.